the words themselves are just words, but the problem is that you have a lot of, you know, one unhealthy person says one thing, and then a whole bunch of other unhealthy people start doing actions because those words that would happen. So they start off as words, but then eventually it leads to an action, and that's unfortunately what's been going on. I've heard very little, but the little that I've heard is this has actually turned into things that have been physical for people. And, you know, this is only the last few weeks we're talking about it because it, you know, it makes for great news for somebody. But this has been going on. This is something that's been happening and has been increasing. I noticed a major rise in anti-Semitism, you know, already, you know, a few Hanukkahs ago that we all had to deal with that. And I don't think that things have slowed down. People are just, you know, it was more important to talk about other things on the news until now this came back around. So, but I think it's something that's very, very important. You know, I was just having a conversation upstairs that we combat. You know, when you fight something, you have to fight it the way that it comes in. It's a very, very important, I think, important sefer that's come out over the last few years, at least I would say, and I would say in this generation. Nissim that talks about the way in which a person has the battle. If you have a fight that's going on that's in the area of Machshava, then what are you going to do with your feet? Right? This is where the battle is. And if the battle is at the goof, at the body, then you can't use the brain when the body's got the problem, right? So in the same way as that right now, through the speech, we're being combated. So how do? Do we go back and now we start saying the same thing? I don't think that's the right way to come back, but I think it's good. You know, they always say the best way to build good credit is not paying off all the old stuff, it's just adding. You build more good credit on top of the bad credit, and the more and more it goes. And I think that that's what it is. We just need more light, more words of ahava, more words of beautiful things, and that's what's going to, I think, silence all the other things. I'm a true believer in that.
So maybe that's a good